this thing recording? Hi, my name is Monique Hart from Rupaul's Drag Race Season 10, honey, the heart of Season 10. And you are watching the Mat&Mar Show, honey. Pay attention, you might learn something. How to be what? Stunning, honey.
Oh, y'all want another video?
Matty Rants.
Come on, the vibratos.
I just
Well,
want to give you an answer.
come on.
Your question has been on
That's all
my mind. And I want to tell you my honest opinion. Because you gave me the time, oh, the time.
You know where I thought you were about to go with that?
We're gospel.
No,
I sing
no.
because I'm happy. I'm singing.
No, I thought you were about to do. I had the time of my life.
Which should have been
I thought that's where you was about to go.
reading your questions, and I hope our answers come through for you. Yes, I swear. And if it doesn't, don't you write about it to me, cause I don't.
Yeah.
What he said. Everybody, it's your boy Matty Rants.
And Jamar84.
Another episode, an installment of the Mat&Mar Show.
Episode 11. Shout out to us for going through 10 straight weeks
I know.
of that show.
I know. After everything that we have been going through between the stuff, y'all don't know.
We're still here.
Y'all don't know. The struggle has
We're
been
still
real
here.
to keep this one afloat, okay? And we're still going to do that. By the way, don't forget to donate to the GoFundMe page. That link is in the description. We are almost there. I am past the halfway marker. I think I need $600 more, and I'll be done with the GoFundMe page, and I'll be able to buy that laptop that me and Jamar will be utilizing here. Mostly me, but we're going to be utilizing so we can do some editing and some more power behind what we're trying to post for the stuff that we have in mind for you. And that's going to help us with the podcast once I move as well. So this is importante. Please, please, won't you help? Won't you help us, please? Please? Mommy, help! All right.
And see.
I'll take my nomination to the Academy very seriously. No, but yeah, please donate to the GoFundMe page. Definitely go to our social media links and pages like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Like, oh wow. Totally. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to the first, not question. This is actually a fan mail comment. So
All right. So it reads, I started watching you two for RuPaul's Drag Race videos, and I just watched your latest Mat&Mar show. First of all, as an older person, don't ask, bitch, trust me, I'm old.
I had nothing for that.
We didn't do nothing.
Where were we going? I wasn't going too far, trust me.
I appreciate how you respond to your viewers' questions. I wish I had someone like you back when I was a struggling mess in my 20s. I was moved to write after listening to Matty talk about his dad. Your wit, clarity, and honesty is always going to serve you well. Secondly, your shady moments during your reviews make me laugh like no other. Very little gets past you two, and your reads are always on point. Even when I disagree with you, you never fail to entertain. Keep up the good work. Thank you, baby. We love you so much.
Thank you, and God bless. God bless you, everyone. I'm looking at the background in the wall right now, but it would be if y'all were in front of me. All of you. We love you. All of you. Thank you. But thank you, Mama.
All right. That was really the only light question that we have. The rest are...
Here we go.
Woo!
Because one of these, honey, I was like, okay.
All right.
Now, and somebody, okay, before we really start this off, what we say is just our opinions. They are not medical proven facts. They are not anything that you need to take too seriously if you feel like we may come at you a little bit hard. But this is our truth and nothing but. So when you ask a question, expect a response.
That was the whole foundation of this show.
I'm not here to make fun of you. I'm not here to talk about your life or to judge you. What I am here to do is give you an answer for the situation that you're going through how I would handle it, how I see it, if you were my friend in my face and you asked me the same thing. This is how I would respond. Just how Jamar is responding, same with me. And you better ask my friends in real life. Don't ask me, because if you do, you're going to get the real.
Just as long as you know.
Jamar will tell you. I'm like, okay, that's what, as soon as I do this, okay, hold on. Bring it in. Tell the whole story halfway through again. All right, here's what you did wrong. And here's what you can fix. And here's what you can do better on. And this is what I think of you. There we go. I have a piece of paper, but I'm reading from a phone. So what did I tell you? I just wanted the shuffle effect. The title of this is I Can't.
What can't?
For those of you who don't know, that's I Cannot. Okay. Okay. Hey guys, I just want to start with saying how much I love your reviews and how happy I am to see you starting new segments. Super proud. Keep up the awesome work. So I was in a relationship for 9 years. We met when I was 15 and he was 14. What is going on with this young love?
I don't know where I was.
What was I doing when I was 15? Oh, trying to figure out what hand to use. Ding. All right. So we went through hell and back. Yeah, I'm continuing. So we went through hell and back with one another. Back and forth with one another. And even when we broke up, we stayed very close and talked every day. In 2015, he moved in with me at my mom's. We told everyone we were engaged and spent every second together. At this point, we worked together and lived together. And that wasn't the problem. The problem was he started doing heroin.
Oh. Well, that escalated quickly. That is not a light drug. That is all. Heroin.
That's like weird. Like,
oh my God. Okay.
Because his biological father, he never got to know, passed from an overdose. He started doing heroin because his biological father, he never got to know, passed from an overdose. I tried helping him get clean, and we tried to keep it to ourselves. Stress. That's where you messed up. You kept it to yourself.
Because that's something you
need
share.
to bring in people for that one. Because heroin is not something that is just easily fixed. It is so not, oh, well, I'm good
Not
now.
a mild habit that you can just break.
Honey, that is the one where you have to, like, literally detox. And it's like
Strict
a horrible detox. Eventually, we both lost our jobs, and after a few months of us not getting anything new, my mom asked me to have him move back with his mom. Eventually, we broke up, but we never lost contact. He did get clean, and he was all set up to join the Navy, which I helped him sign up for. I helped drive him to most, if not all, of his appointments. The whole time this was happening, his family didn't want him talking to me. So in November 2017, we hadn't really seen a lot of each other, but we still spoke every day, and he was supposed to be leaving soon for training, and my birthday was coming up, and we really wanted to see each other before he had to leave. November 9th, we spoke all night on the phone. Then November 10th came, and I could tell he was drunk because he had always been a drinker, and I knew it was because he was nervous. But he was trying hard to get me to stay on the phone, but I was just so tired. He mumbled something about having heroin, and I told him not to do it and to be careful. He tried keeping me on the phone for a while, but I was so tired. He was supposed to call me the next day, but when I tried to call him, his phone was off. I wasn't sure if he was upset with me for not staying on the phone, but I figured if he was, I'd find a way to contact him or just show up at his house. Eventually, November 13th came, and I got a message from one of his friends on Facebook asking if I'd heard, and I immediately knew something was up. He told me he passed. My mom took me to his mom's to find out if it was true. My mom spoke to her, and I stayed outside. His mom has never really liked me. So we find out he passed, and apparently his family had decided it was all my fault because I was the first to know he was using. He told me everything, so no shit. So now it's May, and I've gotten 2 messages from a fake account harassing me and telling me I don't deserve to mourn him and all this other stank. She said something else. I think about him every day, and I know no one can take away what we had, but I hate my relationship and my love for him being disrespected. P.S. Before he moved out, he died from getting a mixed bag. Oof. And I brought him back by giving him mouth-to-mouth. After he moved out, his family knew he was clean, but he still had issues. He overdosed 3 times after he left, 2 times at his friend's house, and then they sent him to the hospital. And this last time at his mom's house, and they didn't find him until 3 days later. Damn. Wait, so he was at his mom's house, and they didn't even know he was dead until 3... Girl...
Where was she?
So I need to know because yeah, I do feel like I'm partially to blame. You're not. You're not.
No.
You're not. You're not.
Because you can't be responsible for other people's
That was
wrong
his decision.
decisions.
That's his decision, honey. You had nothing to do with him doing that. So cut that now. Should I have just kept him with me and kept trying to keep him on the right path? No, because that wasn't your responsibility. And you were way too young to be dealing with something like that, honestly.
Because that's some serious stuff. Like,
he needed
grown
help.
people
Like,
can't
you
get-
were not the help for that. Like, now you trying to be a good person to help, okay, I'm okay with that. Nothing wrong with that. But at a certain point, he needed to see professional help. His family needed to be involved in this. Absolutely. I have a feeling that his mom didn't like you from the jump, and that you saying anything about it probably wouldn't have done anything in the first place.
So
And she would have just said it was something that you were trying to make him look bad and blah blah. I
That
already see that.
situation
being
was,
the
and
case.
then don't be listening to these other people trying to tell you what you can and can't do about your relationship. It was your relationship, not theirs.
Okay. PPS, we both had been dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression just based on how our childhoods were, and although we were undiagnosed, we had always been each other's boost. I don't have anyone like him anymore that will actually listen and care about what I have to say. You do. You have me and Jamar. So shut that down.
We love you.
Right there. Okay? Second of all, stop blaming yourself for something that has nothing to do with you. You didn't hand him those drugs. You didn't put them in his face. You didn't tell him to boil it, cook it, stick it, and took it. Honey, you didn't do any of that. Don't.
You weren't, furthering the habit. You were the
Even
one trying to
though
support
you
him.
knew of the situation at hand and you knew how serious it was, it's still not your fault. It's still not your fault. His family should have been way more proactive in his life in the first place, and then they would have known what was going on besides having to go through you to find out that information. If his mom wasn't such a bia, then
Because they're trying to place blame on you.
Absolutely.
Look within.
What really happened in that household of his to make him start doing that heroin? I have to say it like Stewie does.
That's what I said. Heroin.
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 Say heroin. Heroin. Now say heroin. Heroin. Not funny, but I'm sorry.
Cool Whip was better.
Whip. Whip.
You're like, say whip. Whip. Next, say Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. But, yeah. Don't hold on to that. That's baggage that you don't need. And again, I can tell that you're very young. Just reading this post from you, honey. You have a lot left to go and a lot left to do in your life, okay? Yeah, you're still young.
She's like mid-20s.
She's about 24, 25. Yeah, do me a favor. Don't hold on to that. That is going to just suck your life away. I want to read the message that was sent to her. Do you have that email popped up? Let's pull this up. Yeah, the message that was sent to her from that fake account with no picture that was sent on Instagram was foul. I want to read the person who sent that message to you real quick, honey. Because I would have had choice words with that exchange back and forth. Because I would have gave.
And of course, they didn't have no profile picture.
Oh, of course not. Okay, so this is the message. I see you're depressed and all. Oh, I should do this in such a mean girl voice. I see you're depressed and all. You should just kill yourself. You're a slut. You're a cheater. You claim you love JD, but spread your legs to how many other guys while with him. You're disgusting. She felt really proud of herself when she wrote that.
She thought she read. Ooh, she
read. She thought, though, you have nothing good going for yourself. You're so desperate for a man's attention, you'll seek it from anywhere. Black. Now that is where I immediately was cut. She said black, white, tall, short, married, in a relationship, literally anywhere, you slut. So first of all, whatever bitch sent you that, oh, now I'm getting mad. Whatever bitch sent you that shit was a racist.
She described herself as she's trying to put it back on you.
And I need you should have done more. Honey, I would have got that reported and stuff. I'd have found the email address. I'd have traced it back, found her name.
I'm being harassed.
Got that girl fired. Because for one, she shows you she's a racist. Two, she thinks she's clever. She used disgusting to describe you. And that's so profound.
Like 3 times.
Oh, such a slut. And then she told you to kill yourself. Any bitch like that, any crazy, any piece of crap like that, you should never, ever take seriously.
Garbage.
Anyone that tells another person to kill themselves, girl, find a bag and jump in it. I'm so serious. Don't you take this seriously. Don't you even let this touch your spirit.
Or anybody like that. Block and report.
Girl, bye.
Push it. How does she know what you got going on?
Honey, I've had people send me things, girl, and I have to cackle because I'm like, you took time for this. This is
really
time.
tried. You really put yourself into...
That's like me going to someone's YouTube channel and leaving a long comment about how I disagree with what they had to say. Time. Do you got it? Girl.
Or at least in that fashion.
Exactly. Oh, you have that. Is this right here? Okay. Is this the first one?
Yeah, that's the first one. And we just did right at the end.
Okay, so... But thank you for your question. Jamar has the next question.
All right. This is called My Manipulative Mother.
You made that title up.
Did. Dear Mat&Mar, I have done many a digging and research as to the best way to approach the situation I need advice on, but you two seem to really speak to me, and I always enjoy your videos because you keep it 100. That being said, I have a very mentally ill mother. I don't like to speak on others' behalf, but she's very manipulative, narcissistic, manic depressive, bipolar. There are many things she's got. I'm getting married soon.
She's Roseanne.
Oh, She had it coming. Okay.
Cancel.
I'm getting married soon and moving, and I haven't spoken to her in about 2 years. We lived in the same house at one point and don't speak. Honestly, it's the best option for us, I feel. My big question is, and has been for a long time, where do I put her in my life? Because the next chapter of my life will be with a family of my own, and I don't really think it's within her personality to change herself and behaviors. I don't want her around my kids, but my kids have a right to know if they choose to see their grandmother. I just know in my heart, though, she would not be a good person for anyone to be associated with because of the extension of me, and she treats me horribly. What are your thoughts on this?
You don't have to do anything. That's your decision.
A lot of people feel like just because you're related to somebody by blood, you just have to include them in your life, and you don't.
Now, your baby's wanting to know who they are. You can explain to them. You don't have to lie. You can just say, this is exactly how and what I went through with this person. If you want to meet them, that is perfectly fine. That. But I need you to understand
be warned
what is to come from that. So I wouldn't want to tell you to keep your babies away from knowing who their grandmother is, because maybe they'll be able to figure that out for themselves without having to be damaged in the same sense that you were. But you're not wrong for feeling the way that you feel, and you're not wrong for not wanting to include them in their grandparents' life if they're that toxic of an energy. Like, no.
So you don't have to.
There are a lot of family members I wish I never met. So, you know, and I meant that.
I was gonna say, it is what it is, and that's how it be. That's how it be.
Like, oh, I didn't need to know you. I did not need to know you. So,
because all that means is family is somebody that you actually have a loving relationship with. A relative. That's what we call those.
You're only you're bonded by blood, honey.
And blood.
Not
only.
Personality and not by the spirit. So don't you ever take it that personal or that deep. But you keep doing you, honey. You seem to have a good head on your shoulders. And if you can recognize toxicity, you're a lot farther along than most people. Okay.
And congrats on your new union.
Yes. Congratulations. Light applause. I didn't clap my hands, so I just said light applause.
Insert. It was in parentheses.
I like that. Okay. Oh, another title that you made up for somebody. Loving Me for Me. This one. Okay. I'm going to try my best to read this to the young man who wrote this. We got to work on your spelling. I am not one of your Judies that you be texting on the phone. So, girl, when I tell you, when I was reading this, I was like...
dialect, girl. The dialect.
I was like, he didn't even add letters for half the stuff. I know what he meant, though. But I need to have a full on. But yes, don't be texting us like that, okay? Hello, Mat&Mar. Love you guys' vids. Y'all be killing me. The commentary be right on the nose, and you're shady as hell, but in a kind-hearted way. I assume that's how you wrote that. I'm assuming.
We live for you.
Antiway, spelled A-N-T-I-W-A-Y. Child, me and Jamar, like...
She knew how she wanted us to read it.
Clearly. My name is Nelson. I'm 22 years old. This is my audition for the real world. No, I'm just kidding. My name is Nelson. I'm 22 years old, about to turn 23. And I've yet to have any sexual experience. I am very introverted and only recently have started to go out and drink the alcohol with a T at the end of it. I'm not gonna lie, when I know people, I can be very extra and funny. I'm gonna tell you about that because I know what you're doing. Okay. I can't help but feel like people take me as a joke, and I'm not in no way horrible looking, LOL, but I don't know, guys just don't see me. We're going to talk about that in a second. I've never ever experienced anyone being attracted to me. Well, only girls. That means people are attracted to. Don't ever take it as,
people just haven't said it to your face.
And on top of that, I live with my best friend who's a pretty boy and is always getting it in. And I'd be feeling like shit and very conflicted. We had a situation where I liked a guy and I introduced him to my friend and they ended up hooking up. You messed that up. First of all, lock the dick down before you introduce them to your friends who are pretty and whatever. Because I'm going to tell you, if I find out that's not yours, I'll be like...
And that's not your friend.
Because y'all ain't locked it down? What's up? Okay. Let me see here. Because when I read that, I was like, what?
That's just, you have to learn. You have to live and learn those type of lessons.
Like, I don't know.
That works for family, too. That works for family, too.
Like, I don't know. I just don't feel good about myself. I'm confident with myself, and that's the only aspect I feel not good about. We're going to talk about that. Okay. Do you guys have any advice to help my situation? I'd appreciate it also. I feel like I basically become my friend's sugar daddy because I support him financially. Even though he works, we have financially fought down to blood. It gets ugly. He needs to move out. You need to find a new place to stay. I'm very emotional, yes, and he can be very insulting about me and my actions and my physical appearance. He knows I've always struggled with people calling me retarded and making fun of my accent, etc. And he consistently uses that against me. At the same time, he is a good friend.
How do you use that in the same sentence, girl? This man just called you retarded and all of this.
There's a way to talk to your friends without insulting them. Lord knows that if I'm talking to Jamar about something I want from him to do differently, I'm not going to be like, yeah. It would be, let me have a sit down. Let's talk about a couple of things and let's just go through some stuff. And then we can work it out from there. But clearly he has issues with you.
He's not your friend?
He is not your friend at all.
And
you're a pocket
you're
to him.
Supporting him. What? I wish I would be supporting somebody that, girl, please.
He's a good friend. I got mad issues, sis. I've been going through it between my mom passing recently, and I'm sorry to hear that. Me taking full responsibility of my little sisters, have mercy, Jesus. And dealing with my friend who lives in my house and shares a room with me. I'm literally going crazy. Oh, okay. Stop right there. I'm going to gather you right now. First and foremost, get him out your house.
Get him out.
It's a 1-bedroom that I'm assuming your name is on the lease and his name is nowhere near on that bill. You can get somebody with a good piece that can actually live with you and you can duck down, contributes not only to the booty jar, but the pocket jar too.
Amen.
Okay? That you can do. So he gotta go. He gotta go.
You look, you have enough issues that we can get him out of there.
Call me to come there, baby.
He ain't there to,
do I need to be there to go out the door, out the door, to the right. Get your back to the right, not the left, to the right. Beyonce said undress. Now, get out my house and go. Get on, like, no. He needs to go.
You have too many responsibilities to have somebody in your life leeching.
That is leeching from you, that's taking away from your energy and taking away from your good spirits. Now, number 2, you do not have this confidence that you say that you do, because if you did, you wouldn't be having this conversation.
Everything you said in the early part of this email.
You would not be having this conversation. You need to figure out what's going on with you internally, babe. Because right now, you're not okay with you, and I'm just going to be real with you on that. You're not fully there. Now, this eccentricness that you're describing about how you're loud and you can be the life of the party and this and that and the other at the beginning, you need to realize that's probably a good look for some, but not the ones that you want to attract. And that's what I'm already seeing from you because I used to be you, babe. All right? I had people using me, living underneath my roof at the same age you were. Trust. You're talking to experience. You need to figure out who the hell you are. And when I say that, you need to stop trying to be something that you're not, and you need to stop trying to project too much just to get a laugh or get someone to think that you're hilarious.
Make sure you're being the right person in the appropriate spaces, because I feel like you're probably turning a lot of people off being extra and loud.
There is kiki sisters in places, like Jamar is saying, and then there are situations where you need to be leaned back, posed up, and give your whole... Because your picture was cute, babe. I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm not going to show his picture, because this is not a dating profile site. I'm not here to like put people out so they can get some penis. No, that's not what we do. I'm before you, so I will get all the penis before you. Anywho. All right. Yeah. All right, we're back. I had to pull my hair back, wipe my beard, and then turn around and go, So listen, that was the whole motion. You need to work on you, babe. You're still young. You're still a babe. You're just figuring out who you are in
Still
this
learning.
game. You look good. You're not ugly. Your hair looks right. Your eyebrows are done. I mean, what do
I
you
want
want
to see
say?
what the friend look like.
I do too, because
I guarantee you probably look better than he does.
He looks like a fool. I have a feeling he look a fool. And if he doesn't look like a fool, then he needs to be sleeping on somebody else's couch that's going to help him
that
be
he's
the sugar
paying
baby
for
that he wants to be.
and contributing towards.
He has a job, but you're still financially supporting him. So he has a part-time job. Okay. So that means he brings in this amount of money that only is good for his bills, like his phone.
And he may
right?
buy a grocery or two.
A two. Not a full one, but you're buying most of the stuff because
And he
he's
buys the
eating
milk.
your food. I guarantee it. I
And
guarantee
he buys the
it.
milk, I bet
You
you.
be coming home waiting for that sandwich, sis, and that lunch meat is gone and you're pressed. Feel it, know it, been there before. Get him out your house. You need to get a job. Listen to me tell you what you need to do. Get something that's a little bit more financially able for you to maintain yourself and your own bills. If you can't, get another roommate that's not going to be too much for you, that's not going to sleep in the same bedroom as you. Maybe they'll be in the living room area, give you some kind of space.
Because you got your
need
sisters,
that.
too, that you have to worry about.
And you're trying to bring over folks to, like, have and be with. And you got people. No, girl. Let me tell you something. Whenever I hear I got a roommate, I'm not going over. We're not talking either. I am so sad. I don't want to meet them. We need to meet outside or whatever you're doing first.
If I have to meet your roommate, it can't be at the house.
It can't be.
It has to be like,
we're just having to be out and
You're
this is my roommate. Hi, nice to meet you. And that way it's more of a comfortable setting if you ever have to go back to their home situation. That way they're not judging you once you leave because that's what they do. Oh, that's who you brought over? Okay, that's what we do. That's what we do. If anybody said it's a lie, please.
You know, if you have your roommate over and your roommate and that person leaves, you're going to be like,
I heard last night, I saw this. Oh, they were looking like that. Oh, he looked like someone I seen on yes, drama.
It's going to be very much that.
So no. But you're good, but you need to work on your own self-confidence. You need to not allow others' opinions of you affect who you are, but you also need to respect that if you're coming off as a little too loud and crazy, you need to check and see where that's coming from. I had that issue a long time ago. I thought if I did all of that, it'd bring people in. It didn't. And so I learned to be a smooth criminal, right? And so now I can Billie Jean is not my lover that way down the runway, honey, and the kids live, all right? Any more questions? Refer to our Instagram pages or send us another email.
We'll respond.
Love you. All right. Next question. Okay, hold on. You did. I did. Okay, this is you. Insecurities.
All right. All right, come on, Insecurities. It says, hi, Mat&Mar. Just like everyone else, I want to start by saying how much I love and enjoy watching your videos.
Thank you.
I'm a 23-year-old trans woman born and raised in Belgium.
Come on, Belgium.
I recently got together with my boyfriend, and we love each other very much. He makes me feel great. He tells me that I'm pretty and perfectly good the way I am.
And he better.
However, not only am I personally dealing with a lot of internalized hate for being trans, I also pathetically want to fit the social idea of the perfect woman. I am 79 days away from my bottom surgery and my breast augmentation, so I'm hoping that that will make me feel like a woman and more secure with myself. The problem for which I need you two to get me together is that my boyfriend watches a lot of porn and it makes me really insecure. He told me multiple times that porn has nothing to do with me or any shortcomings in our sexual relationship, but I cannot get it out of my head that I will never look as sexy nor be his sexual fantasies like these girls. I am unhealthily insecure about my body, and his watching porn is making it a lot worse. I know you two can read a bitch, especially you, Matthew, so please get me together on this. I'm sorry for this being so long. Thank you, and I love you. This was not long, but...
Why I gotta be the reader? Oh, well.
This portion of you and your boyfriend and the porn is not the problem here. I mean, it can be a problem, but it's not the issue that we want to really address.
If it's not overtaking y'all's sexual intimacy, it's not a problem.
Because he's a guy. Guys watch porn.
I used to have a guy that I would rag on about that, and we ended up breaking up because I was way too in the mix with his porn stuff. But some people are very hypersexual. So they like to see it in different ways or different things that's going on, and then they could come to the bedroom with you and still enjoy what's happening with you. So don't take it personal. He's not looking at them like, I wish she looked like this. That's not what's happening.
That's just normal. But you feeling like you won't feel like a woman until you have your breast augmentation and your bottom surgery if you don't feel like a woman now, it's not going to make any different when you get after the surgeries, because a lot of the trans people that I've talked to, they get the surgery, they want it to match, but they're not going to let those surgeries define them as a woman or as a man if they're a trans man. You have to have that already in your mind before going into the surgery.
You probably already feel your femininity and your womanhood already within yourself, but you're questioning it because of the relationship that you're in and what you feel you've been given and how you feel you are perceived by the next individual. That is all head games and junk. You need to get out of your head and you need to be who you are, the way you want to be it, and be happy and satisfied with that. If you feel, and I'm going to be with this on Jamar though, I'm going to have to oppose, but at the same time agree. If you feel like you need to get your breast and your vagina built, constructed, put together to where it is what you want it to be perfectly, honey, and that's going to make you be a woman, so be it. But guess what? After that, it's on you. And guess what? Before you had that, it was always on you to feel that way, okay? I am happy for you that you're getting the surgeries that you want to have done,
That's
that you're
a big
going.
step.
Yes, it is, girl. That's a
That's
big
a big
old step.
And I'll always be like really excited when I see my friends get like, oh, I'm so happy.
What I want to say is I would watch a lot of Janet Mock interviews that she's had about being a trans woman and her story. I was listening to a couple things that she was saying and she was talking about, and I was like, Janet Mock has come a long way, honey. And, you know, Laverne Cox. There are other women as well, trans women, not Caitlyn Jenner. I don't.
Oh,
don't. I just want to say to all my trans sisters and brothers out there, I'm sorry, girl. That is not how you did not deserve
like
that
one
to
of the
be
most famously known people
face.
For trans.
Because they try to make her the face
God.
of trans community, and I was like, no, that is not. No, there are so many better, more
influential,
who actually have like real insights on very open discussions about trans, like the trans community. Like, come on, like, whew. But off of that jawline, you're loved. You're a woman. Be that. Don't think anything differently, and don't question your boyfriend in his porn addiction.
If he says it's not a problem, he's telling. If y'all are still have a
until
great
you
sexual
find
relationship,
something else,
it's fine.
On the lines of junk with that.
Don't worry about it.
Let that go.
Don't let that stress you out.
But if you're looking for trouble, honey,
you will find it.
Okay. Trust and believe that one.
All right. Our next letter was titled "Ugh, Dating in Love." Greetings, Matt and Mar. Obligatory opening line about how much I enjoy your reviews and watching them both. I like you already.
Oh, I love it. Okay, guys, let me tell you something.
got
Just
jokes.
start every story with "I love you guys so much." Love you too. Like, love it.
That is so. He said obligatory opening line
it's
about
like,
how much I love you.
Yep.
Copy
Okay.
and insert here.
Boop.
I love it. And then he continues like, my basic info: black, male, gay, 31, 6'1", husky, bearish figure, but I'm well proportioned.
Okay, for the grinder.
This
profile.
sounds like a full dating profile.
Is there a picture included?
Okay. Living in New York, holding a BFA, and recently finished a rigorous conservatory program in the city.
All right, come on.
Full on
bachelor
scholarship.
finance.
Actor.
Yes.
I didn't come out on social media until October 2017, but I've been telling individuals and pursuing men for years. I have just not told my black Southern family yet. Surely some of them have already figured it out. They always do.
They already know.
They all know.
They've been talking about You're a black male actor living in New York.
Yeah.
You've already hit the moment, sis. And it's hard for the straight ones to get past that, okay? No shade. I'm just saying, with black Southern fam, and you're talking to a black Southern family guy here.
They know.
They've been talking about it. They've been talking about it.
Such and such, and what he been
you know
doing?
he ain't got no girlfriends.
Like, we
And
ain't
you
bring
know
no
where he
girls
living
around.
too. And he an actor. Oh, he be around all that. Look at the
All
picture
right.
of that white boy that he with. Think I'm lying.
They know.
Think I'm lying.
They know. Like many gays, I'm a late bloomer and socially stunted in romance. I'm also just a general weirdo and don't like putting up with BS. So I find flirting, trying to get a sense of other gay men would be interesting in dating me incredibly difficult. I think a guy might be into me, but I keep having to initiate the next step or for a flirtation, and I'm afraid of the possibility of rejection. That's unavoidable.
Life. That's
that
life.
Is unavoidable.
That's life.
You're just gonna have to shoot your shot, and if it doesn't work, oh well.
Yes, and but you have to shoot.
Okay.
You gotta shoot. You need to have a ball in your hand first, though. Don't be just throwing air stuff.
The point. I need advice about how far to push myself when I'm trying to get closer to men. When do I give up? How do I lay the groundwork? When I know I like a guy and I really just want to walk up to them and say, "Hey, I like you. Do you want to get to know each other? Go out, maybe get sexy sometime."
Never say that. Never. Ever in your life. Ever.
Now, the first few I've seen work because people like the real direct approach, and you may come across that. But that last one, never call it sexy time.
I ended up on a date one time with some guy
just like, "Hey, I like
came
you.
up,
Go out?"
shook my hand, introduced himself, was very upfront and vocal. Chest was nice and booming and big. I was like, "What is going on here?" And then he was like, "I want to take you on a date sometime. Can I get your number?" And I was like, "Sure."
Some people, because
It's
it's so rare that people are. You see so many times. How many times has somebody been like, "Oh, I saw you at such and such. You look real good." On the app. I'm like, well, why didn't you just come up and say something?
I had that for someone on Facebook. He ended up being a really jerk, but this guy saw me in a restaurant and he was like, "I saw you there. I just didn't think to speak to you. You seem like..."
But you're speaking
He was
now.
too nervous to speak to me in public with his friends, and I was just like,
And
"You've done that?" I'm very Audrey Hepburn about it.
How do you expect a person to feel after saying, am I supposed to feel like, oh, like, wow, this person wanted to speak to me? And he's going to be like, no. I'm going to be like, why didn't you...
The skinny with all of this is that you're going to get rejected. It's going to happen. It's happened to me. It's happened to Jamar. It happens to all of us. You're going to go through an awkward moment. It's going to happen with somebody that you're trying to talk to. You're going to think that this person is able to communicate and they're going to ghost you. It's going to suck. And it's going to be like, does everybody do this? The majority of them do, but not all of them do. People who are not able to communicate normally do. And when you get to that point of being able to say that, you just need to build up the confidence to just speak to people in general. If you can speak to anybody, anyone about anything else, you should be able to also try with the dating as well, honestly. Because if you're able to just roll up to somebody on the street or someone you don't know, say if you're in this acting class or you're part of this crew and you're getting to know each other and stuff, how do you start that off? How do you start those conversations? Are you just in the background and you start to speak? You have to present yourself and be present in the situation. In my opinion.
And you'll find like-minded people, and a lot of times, people that they end up with, you never expected. They weren't looking. It just happens. They don't have to try. So I said, just do you, live your life, and the person will always come along.
But put yourself out there, and not in a whorish way.
No.
But put yourself out there in a sense of, I'm interested in dating. This is who I am. This is what I can bring to the table. Who are you?
And a lot of people are attracted to that because it's very rare that people are that direct. They like to play this swerve game.
Woo, girl, trying to figure out everything about them, and it's like,
they want you to figure it out. They don't want to tell you. They want you to figure it out. And I'm like, okay, girl. I'm not the most conventionally attractive man, especially in the gay community. We know how shady they can be. But I'm not that bad. I've never seriously dated anyone, though. I've had a fair amount of sex at this point. I'm just afraid. I'm just afraid that between my awkwardness and my lack of hotness, no one is ever going to be interested. I'm tired of being the initiator and repeatedly passing the ball but not getting it passed back with enthusiasm. Like I'm not going to be worthy until I'm in better shape, which I'm working on. I know I'm too old for this-ish, but I think of myself as young and probably always will. I should always focus on my career anyway, but I'm human. Thanks for any advice.
Yeah. I mean, focus on your career, but again, we're human. We want intimacy, we want love, and we want someone to share that with. So you're not wrong for still feeling that way. You can kill two birds with one stone. As far as working out, I'm glad you're taking that initiative to put a shape and frame on yourself. I know a lot of guys who are, say, husky, who go to the gym, who are not necessarily trying to lose weight. They just want to add a shape, like bulk and kind of muscle to their huskiness. And that is very hot. So, excuse me.
You gotta...
It is. Because I, like I said, I like guys muscular, but they can be lean to husky muscular. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. But, you know, it'll be somebody, they say there's someone for someone, somebody for someone, there we go. And that's the true statement. And while I myself may see the shell before I see the fish inside of it, shellfish, other people may be digging a little bit deeper faster than I would be, because I'm normally looking at what I can see in front of me, and then I get to know someone. Whereas there are people who sit in a room and honestly will focus on you and figure you out before you even know. And then they want to be with you and are attracted to you. But being insecure in public, being very shy in public, being very like this, that is not going to get you a man. That's not going to get you there. And it does suck. Yes, I know you're doing the initiative. You're always being the one to, hi, my name is, hi, this and that, hi, that, da, 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 da. It happens. You can step back, but expect silence for a minute until you get that first initial response. It happens. I don't like initiating anything, but I will, not anything, let me stop that. I don't like initiating anything when it comes to dating, but I've learned that I have to put myself in that position more times than I want to in order to find someone that I'm going to end up liking.
A lot of times people be like, I didn't even know you felt that way. It's like, you have to say it.
A lot of people assume I'm in a relationship, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Well, you just give me that vibe because I'm not on this website, because I'm not doing this, because I'm not doing that. That shouldn't give you that vibe. This is why I'm not there. This is why this is happening. Find out who I am, and that's what you can do yourself, okay? Get people to want to ask questions about you. Don't be a mystery, but definitely be a worthy book to read.
Keep doing you, baby.
Yes. The next question is, I like dick and... Hi, Mat&Mar. First off, I want to say I love the quality content you guys bring to YouTube. It's refreshing and not played out like others. Cough. Movie bitches cough. Oh, my. I'm watching that shade go all the way there. Okay, great. My. Anyways, I'm 18 and I'm gay. No. I'm just kidding. Like, hella gay. The dick too far up my throat for it to go anywhere gay.
That was very...
We're going to work on your analogies and references.
That was very
I get what
visual.
what you could have said was...
Like, you could see it.
I'm so gay when I fart, it's a blow whistle. Now that's a good one. Ooh. Now that's gay. No, I'm just kidding. But you could have done. Yeah, we're gonna work with that. You're 18. You will get your jokes together, girl. Every time oh my god, another one. Every time a dick slide up in there, it goes. Ooh. Okay.
Oh, dear Lord Jesus.
Bring it in, Matthew. Bring it in. But, I'm good for the jokes. Okay. But anyways, I was at a friend's house one day. Me and her were having a good time throwing shade and binge watching Slayonce performances until her man got home and asked her who I was. She told him who I was, and almost immediately he goes, I ain't with that fag stuff. Cue eye rolls. I'm too old for that type of stuff now. You know what I mean? Why every straight thinks every gay wants them? You would be shocked.
Listen, the straight men are actually flattered. They want to feel like, oh, somebody else is attracted to me, but they just try to put off as a front like, oh no, ew, gross. And they're secretly flattered.
Some of them are homophobic though. At the same time, I find a giggle.
It's not.
I'm like, boy, ain't nobody looking at you. The moment I find out is straight, I lose all kind of attraction.
Nope.
I think that they look good, absolutely, and all that type of stuff, but I'm not even like visualizing anything happening. It's like not even
there's no
crossing my mind. It would have to be to them coming to me to be like, I da 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 da. I'm like,
oh, really?
And then I can start to work the wheels. And I'll put up the movie projector in my brain and think of all the things I want to do. But until then, no, I'm not. Boy, ain't nobody worried about you. Okay. All right. Why isn't every straight thinks every gay wants them? He ain't even cute. His right eye was sliding to the right while the other went left, and he looked dirty like, no thanks, sir. Anyways, being petty, I quickly got him together, letting him know I might like the penis, but his will never reached his mouth. I hope you didn't. And remember the conversation we just had with that young man who feels like he gets a lot of laughs and all that type of stuff. It does. Honey, we got work. I hope to God you did not say all that. and me and you need to have a talk about reading people on a professional level, so much so that they'll have to still think about what you said afterwards. I need to talk to you. Because I learned it through the years. There's a way to get them and have them still thinking about what you said. And to the point to where 2 weeks later,
You know what?
You know, that I still don't like that. But yes, because you're still thinking about that shade I just threw at you. All right. And just like the classic straight male clapback, he goes, you know you going to hell, right? My response would have been, well, you have to stand in line before me.
I'm about to say,
You'll be in there before I go. So we'll sit together.
Judge ye and not be judged.
Hello, read a book, and I meant the Bible. First and
We'll be
Second Corinthians,
right next to each other, arm in arm.
Okay, I could have read him for filth, but instead I took the high road and took my exit. My question is, why do some straight men feel the need to always disrespect people of LGBT? I just don't get it. Well, one, that comes from ignorance and hate, which leads to homophobia. And that is a lot of people who are homophobic because they don't understand it, because they don't want to understand it. They think it's going to be something that directly affects them or could cause harm and endanger them when it doesn't. Just like someone being black does not immediately mean that that person is a dangerous threat to someone who is not of the same color, like a lot of people do. Okay? So, second of all, he could be gay.
It's a good chance he's gay.
He could be a big old sissy, honey, and he could be just trying to deny himself.
And
his way of, reflecting off of that and refracting from that situation is by calling you this and doing all that and still putting his penis in some poom-poom, which a lot of them still do, but then they do stuff in the dark, and they still do a lot of things like that. And honey, I have met a lot of them, okay? Not just in Texas, sis. So when I tell you, it could be A, it could be B, it could be C. It could be a lot of things, but it's not for you to care. Who cares? But I'm a fat. No, girl.
If we have to focus on every time we recall every kind of derogatory term.
I'm 31 and Jamar is in his late 20s. You think we give a flunk about somebody trying to call me a fat? I had someone do that a couple days ago when I was so I was at Whataburger. I was getting my food. And this lady said something about me being sweet or whatever. But it wasn't like a sweet, nice thing. It was to say I was a little bit of a sissy. And so when I drove off, I said, thank you! And then I drove off like that. Like I gave it to her, but it wasn't a sense.
This is what you wanted?
I'm polite, because I'm still going to say thank you for my food. But you don't get that exclusively for me today. But at the same time, I know better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not leaving there like, I can't believe she called me that. How dare she? Why she always to be that way? No, it was more like,
turn them into
her ass is dumb.
Listen, she tried.
Next, let me turn on my music. Oh, it's Ariana Grande. Right now. And go right back to my moment. Go right back to my moment. You have the power. They don't. Anybody that walks into a room and says some junk like that is clearly feeling emasculated and foolish, because he probably don't even
about me?
Yeah, you worrying about the wrong thing. Go into your room. Nobody's worrying about you. I bet that's not. I bet he don't even live there. I bet he comes to visit, trying to read somebody. Hello, because she can't. Because he live at his mama's house while he trying to go to his girlfriend's house, telling her what kind of people in her house. No ma'am, no Pam, no green eggs and ham. You all right with my little sissy bump.
They tried.
You all right. Do it for me, Jamar. You all right. Don't let that bother you. As a matter, I'm going to bring this up too. I had somebody, of course, I deleted the comment, as I told you I would.
We told you, we'll just delete the comment.
I'll just delete it. If someone goes, Matty Rants, I will delete your comment. Hey, 20. I was like, you better timestamp me, but listen. Some guy goes, how dare you talk about Frankie Grande when you're way more of a fag and gayer than he is? And I was like, that's not possible.
First of all, there's no one gayer than Frankie Grande.
I was like, that is not possible.
No one gayer.
And I was like, are you Frankie Grande? Is this Frankie Grande in somebody's account who's pissed? Because I don't even think Frankie Grande would care for what I had said about him, because it'd be like, whatever.
Who would say, we all know, we all see it, who cares?
So
We're all gay
a lot of
anyway.
people do that in the gay community, though, where they will shame other gay men for being more feminine than masculine.
Oh yeah, masculinity is put on a pedestal more than we give credit to.
A lot. And people then get confused on what true masculinity is, because they assume it's acting a certain way, being a certain way, and talking a certain way, and they completely forget true nature of masculinity. Don't get it twisted. Don't ever let nobody bother you and get you caught up in feeling some kind of way about stuff like that because it's not necessary. Be yourself. But yeah, work on your reads, honey, because those were more vulgar and crass than like, got you. You got to get some got
Those come
you.
with experience, though.
Yeah,
Like,
you're so young. So the sexual stuff, you're like, I'm a go-to. You need to get him together on some personal stuff. Stuff that'll make him want to fight you. That's when you read somebody. When someone want to fight you, girl. Oh, yes, because you got him together.
Because a good reading session, you go back and forth. You lose when you want to fight.
But you have to find out information about them on top of it. You're the friend of the girl. All you need to ask him is, what is this issue? Does he have a problem at home? And then she going to spill, girl, and then you're just going to take notes. And the next day he try you. So how do you feel driving your mom's car everywhere? Do you pay her gas money too? How is that job holding up for you? Well, as far as I'm concerned, if you're over here, then who is taking care of that child of yours? You got to get there.
And then the swing's going to be punched.
Then
you
the
better
swing,
be ready to twirl.
and girl, be ready to twirl. If you lose, you know what to put in the statement. The man called you a fag. You said something back. He swung on you first. Self-defense. You're saved. Go on. Next subject.
Next question is called, Are Friendships Necessary? Hey, Mat&Mar, I'm 22 years old and I live in Copenhagen, Denmark.
Come on.
What's up?
All right, international people. Yes.
I'm writing to you because I have a question about friendships. The thing is... They moved. The thing is, I haven't made any close friends at the age of 22. I spend most of my time with my boyfriend, family, work, and hobbies. I don't find that I necessarily need any friends in my life, but I fear becoming weirder and socially disabled with time if I don't submit myself to people outside of my family. I don't like going out, and my hobbies and interests are very, very specific / unusual for people my age. I'm very much a perfectionist and probably a little autistic. I find that I prefer living in my imagination rather than real life. I can imagine the perfect friend, but I honestly don't think that anyone is capable with me and my weirdness. I don't feel that I relate to people my age and our current culture. Do you guys have any advice on how I can perhaps change my ways of life to be more open and interested in other people?
Open yourself up to love.
Try new things, because it seems like you said you have your very specific interests.
You're gonna have to jump out that bubble.
Try new things. Like you said you have a boyfriend, so I mean, I guess do y'all have the same?
I mean, you're doing good there.
I mean, you have
Yeah.
you mastered that relationship, so I mean,
You can find people. Listen, figure out. Okay, if you have certain things that you super duper like me personally, I have an affection for card games and anime and video games. Okay, so I put myself into groups, say online, or even places I can find in public that would have all of that available to me to then meet people who have the same interests. And then something can develop from there. So that would be my suggestion for you to start with. After that, start stretching that bubble. Things that are not the same but are associated with things that you like, where you can meet people who may find a like-mindedness with certain things and be open and just be open to not having everybody not feel you
on that level.
Yeah, because it's going to happen.
And it's not just you. You're not alone in this. There's people who, feel like they're into necessarily quote-unquote weird stuff when everybody has that one thing that they're probably ashamed to say that they like. So you're not alone.
Oh, God. Yes.
You're not alone.
I have things that I will never tell.
Okay.
Never, ever, never tell.
But yeah, just try new things.
Nothing gross, though.
Well, no. Now, see,
I don't want to make it like, oh, we're going to just like hate on people for anything. But it's for me, it's nothing like
what? That. But it's just like you wouldn't expect based off of who y'all know me as to be into.
No, ma'am. It would blow minds. Okay. But you're good, honey. You just got to open yourself to love on a friendship level. That's the long one. Okay.
It's the last one.
The last one. All right. Did pretty good. Okay. Title of this is Pause Queen. Hi, Matt and Jamar. First off, thanks for answering my last email on the Tyra drama. I'm quite happy, though, that nothing serious came out of the whole countdown. It was never going to happen.
We knew.
It was never going to happen. It was never going to happen. It was never going to happen. People!
Y'all took Tyra Sanchez seriously.
Seriously? You took her seriously? This thing. Okay. All right, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. All right. That's when they start taking this show way too seriously. All right. This message is in relation to a question sent by someone on her issues with her friend being positive and not telling her. This is not a question, but I would like to share my story as someone who is positive. If it's allowed, sorry, this might be a bit long, and it is. But don't apologize for it, because we are going to talk to you a little bit about your story, because I know you're saying this is just a comment. At the same time, we had some things we wanted to ask you within the stuff that you said, because you raised the little concerns from us. All right? All right. So I'm a 22-year-old gay guy in West Africa, and on November of 2016, I was diagnosed as HIV positive. Honestly, when I heard the news, I was not really shocked, as I know that I've not been practicing safe sex. I went to the doctors with a friend, and at the end of my consultation, I went out to my friend, who asked, "So how was it?" To which I replied nonchalantly, "Oh, I'm fine, I'm negative." It all felt like a dream, and it took me a few days to actually realize that it was real. I told my then boyfriend about my status when we went out some days later, and that's when reality set in. Let me tell you, I cried my eyes out, and he held me and told me that we were in it together and that he would never let me go. Everything was okay, and we made a pact to keep my status unknown to anyone else but the two of us, that is, until January of 2017, and my boyfriend suddenly became distant and giving all sort of attitude. I can already tell you what happened, but okay. Girl. You know it. Jamar, do I have to spell it out? Okay, continue. I'll be quiet. Not long after that, ended things because everything became too much for me to handle. Soon after the breakup, I became totally depressed and confided in my two best friends about my status. I was suicidal and totally hated myself, and if it wasn't for these two guys talking me off the ledge and reminding me that I have a reason to live, I honestly am not sure if I would be here today. In February of 2017, 3 months after my initial diagnosis, I was able to accept my status and realize that it was not the end of my life, so I went back to the hospital to start my treatment.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you. I'm glad you're being responsible.
1 year later, I'm happy with my progress. A viral load is almost at non-detectable, and it has been a huge lifestyle change for me as someone who hates pills and needles. I have to take tabs every day and do checkups and tests frequently. Unfortunately, though, no one else knows about my status apart from myself, my ex, and my two friends, being that HIV still has a huge stigma in my country, and I'm a very sexual person with a large sexual appetite. If I'm to tell people, then that I would mean I have to basically give up having sex, which I'm not yet ready to do.
You don't have to do that.
I do always practice safe sex, 2 or 3 condoms, usually when I'm with tricks. Okay, we're going to talk to you in a second, honey. I haven't told my other close friend who took me to the hospital and my current boyfriend because of the stigma, and also because I'm scared of being abandoned. I want to one day stand up and speak for positive people and try to change people's perspective on what being positive means. You can't do that with what you're doing now. I'm going to tell you that right now. But from now, I guess I want to start by sharing my story anonymously through your show, as I'm a bit too selfish to come out with this. All I can say is, if you know someone who is positive, please be checking up on them, because you might be the pillar they need. And if anyone else is out there who is positive, please know that it's okay to trust at least one person with it, so that you won't have to go through the journey alone, because no matter how tough you are, you will need someone through this. Thank you so much, Matthew and Jamar, for listening. Sorry if it was too long. Just wanted to share my story. On a lighter note, Jamar, would you mind checking out my beat in the picture attached? And Matthew, whose beat is more sickening, mine and Jamar. Shade. Just kidding. Kimura XOXO.
The beat was nice. You look good. You look really
cute.
good. I liked it. Now.
It was better than Jamar's. Okay, so listen. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone's is better than Jamar's. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut up.
Just kidding. Remember that?
JK.
No, you remember that thing I showed you on YouTube with Kristen Wiig on SNL? Just kidding. She's like, my parents are more richer. They're just kidding. Just kidding. Oh my God, it was so, okay, just kidding. Okay, on to this though. To be serious with this. I'm glad you shared your story. Thank you for doing that. That's important to both me, Jamar, and everyone in the community. Straight, gay, bi, LGBT, STQ, whatever, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, P, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. However, Mama, you're not telling your current boyfriend is not okay.
Actually illegal.
And I know it probably, especially where you're at, that is truly illegal. Like here, it's illegal, and I mean, like, what's the difference between truly illegal and illegal? Illegal, as in there's a possibility that out here you can go to jail. Out where you're at, they may kill you in the street. Okay.
With there's no laws to protect you from that.
I don't know where specifically in Africa you live. I'm not going to make any judgments. I have a friend who is from Africa. Jamar knows him. He's good people. And I've learned a lot of things about Africa and certain countries in Africa by listening to stuff that he would tell me. And homosexuality is not it out there at all. Okay? And ignorance runs amok when it comes to something like that. And people are willing to kill you in the streets. In front of everybody, and no one's coming to your rescue.
There's no judge that's gonna defend you. No laws to protect you.
They'd be like, sure, go ahead, go on for it, but turn it back. But listen, I don't know if that's your situation, and I'm not trying to be ignorant to everywhere out there that is not as progressive as America. Even though I have to take that back because God, look, we've
made some mistakes.
We have really made some mistakes back, honey.
And I'm also very glad that you sought, the medication and the
that you got treatment, because honey, you could be dead now. You could be dead. That could have progressed into something completely different. You caught a cold, and because your immune system was already really low, it just attacked, and it could have been much worse. So I'm glad you're getting there, but you're gonna have to be a little bit more open. And honestly, honey, this story means nothing without you being truly honest with everybody around you. And I hate to say that,
especially those that you're intimate with.
Yes, your boyfriend has the right to know.
And you don't have to. I feel like a lot of people feel like, oh, I can't have sex anymore. Like, if you're honest about it.
Yeah, even with your situation.
People are more understanding now. People aren't. If you lie about it, then it's a done deal. Okay? It's a done deal. If they have to find out that you lied and said that you weren't.
Because that condom is not 100%.
Oh, right?
It's not. And who is to say that the person who you were last with that no longer wants to speak to you anymore didn't catch HIV? And because of the stigma that y'all have where you live, immediately disperse themselves from you. It was not even about y'all. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe this person did this, and now they're blaming you. I don't know what happened, but that could be a situation that could come back and bite you later.
Just whoever you're with, educate them.
You need to be honest about it, Mama. You got to be honest about that stuff, because guess what? You worried about being alone, abandoned. I'm gonna tell you this right here and now. Imagine you lying to somebody for many, many years and then expecting them to understand your plight after something bad happens to them, and they're wondering how it could have happened. And you're like, well, I've been living with it for da-da-da-da-da. You got to be open about that stuff.
And God forbid something happened to you and they're wondering what's going on, how has this happened, and you just never shared.
And you're like, I don't know. What it could have been something. No.
That's not fair to that person.
That's not right. That's not right. I'm glad you're getting attention. I'm glad you're seeking help. I'm glad you felt the need to share the story, and that you did share your story. I thank you for that.
Because that was not.
But in this story, you got to work on some things too. Okay? Love you. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you.
And the mug is right.
Yes, but you have to be a person to practice what they preach, because if you're somebody sitting in the background telling someone what to do, but then you yourself are not doing those things, there is no way to stand on.
Okay, I know you want to be an advocate, but you have to.
You couldn't be not the way things are now.
You have to act in it yourself. You have to walk that life yourself.
And you have to learn that with people trying to shame you, that comes from them, not you. That's not you. You're not to be ashamed, okay? They feel shame because they don't understand. And they want to
educate them.
Yes.
Because a lot of times people have a much better view of it if they're educated and they know more about how it works.
I know many gay men who have been living a very long time with HIV and are in full, long relationships. But they were honest to that person. Okay? And it wasn't the first person they slept with. No. This is after they found out they were positive and they then started dating people. I know someone who now tells me I won't date anybody else who isn't HIV positive because of what I've been through with people in the gay community dating. And they're now married.
So it can happen.
Yes. It's a possibility. And it's not just that one story. There are several out there. But, yeah. Well, that's the end of our show.
Another great week.
We thank you for joining along. Don't forget the GoFundMe page. Don't forget the social media links. Don't forget to tune again next week. It's time to go to Sonic.
As you can see.
Alrighty. Well, thanks again for tuning in to my leopard shirt and Jamar. We want you to have brown cow.
Brown cow. I'm gonna say we're not gonna say it. We're gonna let it
Right.
pass. Okay, I was gonna let it pass. We're gonna let it pass.
Girl, I should do that for the other video. Brown cow. Stunning.
You gotta reach real back in the
Stunning. I reach back there for other things, but
Ho!
listen. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great evening, time of day, wherever you're at. Join us again next week for more shuckery, duckery, and tuckery of it all.
Bye, guys.
Hopefully I have a haircut by then.